V for Vendetta on the 2-disc collector's edition and learn how the filmmaker's vision shaped the most revolutionary film of the year, including how they created a frightening future world of V.
The only verdict is vengeance.
V for Vendetta. Buy it now on DVD.
Ooh, Milky's gone. Yeah. Jesus, look at all this crap. Ooh, speaking of crap. Bullet Witch. Alright. I'll get used to this. This is nice.
Hey Milky,
Hey Sharky, what's up?
looking pretty white.
I am, aren't I? I know. I've been inside playing Bullet Witch
Why?
for the past few days. I'm previewing the import version. Bullet Witch is from Kavia, they're the same guys who did the Drakengard series for PlayStation 2. And it's basically a third-person action, sci-fi, like generic plotline where like humanity's destroyed and there's a bunch of demon soldiers all over the place and you're like the lone savior. And she's pretty much just this like supernatural goth chick who runs around and just kills everything. Yeah, that's one of the things I first noticed in it is that like the environments and the characters, you know, they kind of look like J. Crew model rejects and
The end of the world, but they still have hot topics.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like controlling a 300-pound robot. Everything about it, I mean, it's really difficult, like trying to move and aim at the same time. It's, you know, the controls are really touchy. It always feels awkward, and the frame rate will start to stutter. And like you can jump and do like some acrobatic attacks, but whenever you do it, like the frame rate stutters, and you just start. It feels like she weighs like 200 pounds, so it ends up just feeling really clumsy. It's kind of like your standard Xbox 360 first generation game where you've got those like few choice, like really nice graphical elements within the game. Like the scale and the environments is really large and you can see far off into the distance, and there's at times where the character models look pretty good, but then pretty much like everything else about the game is like completely bland. Like the colors are really weird, the lighting's off, the animation still is really, really bad.
Like that brain hovering there that's not really doing anything.
Yeah,
looking really good doing it.
That was one of the weirdest things about it. Each section is kind of blocked off by that colored force field that you have to defeat, and like each area has like literally like a brain that you have to sit there and shoot. And what's ironic about that is that like all the enemies in the brain don't do anything. Like they have like the dumbest AI I've ever seen, so it's like ironic that you're killing a brain to get through each level, and then once you do it, you watch the cutscene where you like the blue force field magically goes away, and then you
Just
can advance
you
the
never
next
played
area.
a video game before.
Right, exactly. You have like these magical attacks where it's like really clumsy to go to them because you have to press like 4 different buttons and go through 3 menus to do it. And like the 2 or 3 that I've seen so far, you never even use. The only one that's like helpful at all is like the lightning attack where you like basically do like a Final Fantasy summon and shoot this huge lightning bolt down on like a tank, but you can only use it against like inanimate objects. like to blow up a building or a tank. Like I tried to use it on a group of guys and it just canceled itself. It totally didn't let me do it. So it ends up being like really useful and completely pointless at the same time because I can only use it at certain sections. What's like promising about it is like there's a lot of elements about the game that can like the frame rate or some of the controls and the enemy AI that really they could fix before it came out in the US.
So how's it selling?
I'm not sure how well it's really selling in Japan. It's probably doing well simply because I don't think there's anything to play on Xbox 360 in Japan, except for I'm sure they're sick of Dead or Alive 4, and they need something else. So, I mean, Kaguya is definitely a pretty popular developer in Japan, and given that Xbox 360 is just so popular out there, because they're selling like 1,000 systems a week. They're doing really, really well. It's nice to see Japanese developers like taking risks with the system and still releasing games for it, but unfortunately we're seeing stuff like this.
Best Japanese developed 360 action game, also the only Japanese developed 360
it's the best one made so far. Definitely. It's the best Japanese action game, definitely. But that's not saying much.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, thanks, I will.
Better you than me. So Milky's gone then.
Yeah, he's in
right?
Japan, and don't tell him I was in his office.
Okay.
He will kill me.
Oh, don't tell him that I'm...
キングオブゲームズとは何でしょうか。
うわ難しい。
いきなり
まあどう言うたらいいんやろ。T シャツですね。もう任天堂日本初 T シャツです。はい。
Okay, so how did that work? Nintendo is notoriously tight, would you say, about licensing and stuff. So it's really strict. Strict is a good word. So how did that relationship come to be?
もともとはその、任天堂が京都じゃないですか。で僕がアパレルショップで働いた時に、任天堂の社員さんが京都お客さんだったんですよね。その兼ね合いですごいつながりが近かったっていうのもあり、あとやっぱりそういう地元発信っていうんですかね、京都発っていうところになんていうんですかね、任天堂さんがなんか大事にしてもらったっていうか、はい。もともとアパレルなんでなんですか接客ですよね。でその時に任天堂の方が接客をしてて、たまたま上着を脱がれた時に T シャツがオフィシャル任天堂ロゴマークの T シャツやったんですね。でそこから、僕自身がそういう企画、全然そういうキングオブゲームズが始まる前のなんていうんですかね、アパレルショップとしての企画としてその任天堂ロゴマークをやりたいがための最初は始まりやったんですよね、企画やったんですよ。でそれがなんていうんですかね、任天堂さんに僕が話を持っていったというか最初にその人と話した時にただ単に面白そうですねって言われたんですね。それが僕は自分が勝手にできると思い込んでもう企画書を勝手に送ったんですよ。それが始まりですね。はい。
じゃあ、まず一番好きな T シャツはどれですか？
そうですね。ドカンマリオ、僕が着てるこのオリジナルですね。これですね。
これです。
はい。これですね。
So
はい。
This is his favorite T-shirt. じゃあ何かT シャツにまつわる面白いエピソードとかはありますか？
これじゃなくて、何かですか？ですね。
例えばじゃあこの中で、
はい、そうですね。例えば ファミコン T シャツっていうのを出したんですけど、8ビットマシンでこれを出した時に任天堂そのファンの方になんでこう FF マークこれをつけたやつにするんだみたいな話があったんですよ、僕はこの FF マークの T シャツを作りたかったんですよ最初。でもこれ自体は任天堂から言わすと電気的なものなんですか AC アダプターとか、なんかまあそういうものですよね、そういうものしかこのマークはつけられないっていう決まりがあったんですよね。 T シャツでもそれは無理っていうで、任天堂のこのハード自体が、後期のものっていうんですかにしかこの FF マークというのはついてないんですよね。はい、ここについてるんですけど、実はこのロゴっていうのが、でわざわざもうこれがつけたいがためにその後期のやつを選んでやったんですけど、もうすごいその任天堂ファンのお客さんに、なぜ後期のこんなんを選ぶんやみたいな感じ。
後期のって後半。
そうですそうです。
その前半じゃなくて後半。
Tell us about the Zelda shirt.
これもマリオちゃんがゼルダ20周年の T シャツなんですけど、これはそのファミコン時代からハードが変わるたびに出たゼルダタイトルに使用されてた盾ですねのモチーフ、ファミコン、スーパーファミコン、任天堂64でゲームキューブの、20年間で使われてた盾とマスターソードをモチーフにしたT シャツなんですけど、でここハイラル文字ですね、ゲームキューブとかで使用されたで20周年アニバーサリーザ・キング・オブ・ゲームズいいなで入ってるこれはハイラル文字で86年2006年20周年アニバーサリー、
これを一枚一枚こう取り出してこう説明していただいてもよろしいですか。一番好きなゲームは何ですか。
難しいですねそうですね、今までのシリーズでいうとそのファミコンミニシリーズで出たソフトは結構みんな好きですね。はい、でも今の任天堂ゲームももちろん大好きです。
Can't get enough of DL.TV? Then download our podcast. Just go to DL.TV and click on the audio link.
Turning them loose.
You'll be able to listen to Patrick, Robert, and the rest of the gang over and over and over again.
Remember to keep the ear canal clean and don't share if you don't want to risk spreading disease. Want to know what's new in tech? Click over to whatsnewnow.com or join me, Jim Louderback, and Roger Chang, Patrick Norton, and other guests on our weekly podcast where we analyze the stories of the day, see what's going on, talk about them, and have a little bit of fun too. You can subscribe to it via iTunes, download it directly, or twice a week subscribe to my email newsletter, What's New Now, and get all those stories delivered to your email inbox. What's New Now, the best way to stay connected.
Hey Bryan,
What's up?
do you have a DS Lite I can borrow? Nintendo hasn't sent mine yet.
What do you need it for?
I'm playing through Mario Hoops 3
Oh,
on
I've been
3.
playing that. I've been playing that. The Japanese version.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's basketball with a stylus.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it that much. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't spent a ton of time with it. But right now, it's kind of awkward. It's like feels like it's kind of the touch stuff's been forced a little bit. I mean, in terms of like, you know, having to pass and move around and like, and for me, it's as a lefty, it's kind of cumbersome because I'm not used to holding the stylus in my right hand.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're being forced because it's all, I mean, it's like the passing is swiping, shooting is like down and up, and it's like the whole thing, there's like a charge system that's kind of weird, and it has like the Mario Kart power-up system where you're like, oh, a blue shell under here.
Yeah, and like I can understand like it's kind of cool how like points are more, it's like collecting coins before you shoot and you get more points. Like it's a different spin on basketball, like which I like, and they're not taking it too seriously or anything like that. But in terms of just the actual mechanics of it, it just feels a little cumbersome. It just feels really like it's forced right now. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's one of the better looking DS games visually, but I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe after spending more time and maybe some multiplayer it'll be fun, but right now I just don't get it.
For me, it's like the idea of playing a basketball game with a stylus is sort of confusing to begin with. And like you were talking about, there's this cast of characters in it. And it ends up being like, remember MTV Rock and Roll Basketball, where it's like different spots.
That's when Mark came out and like dropped his shorts and started dancing and stuff like that.
And like, well, and that's sort of to me how the game feels, and that like I'm never really sure why I'm getting so many points. I'm not feeling it, and I'm not really optimistic. I mean, it's hard to sort of get into a game like this because all the menus are in Japanese, and
yeah, that's why I haven't been able to play multiplayer because I don't understand what's going on. Like I just don't know which one's which, and I'll hook it up. And
it took me a long time to just get through the tutorial because I was like, it uses like these, like the shooting tutorial uses these arrows, and you're supposed to move the stylus in that way. But when I was doing what it was telling me to do, I wasn't doing it right. It felt like an ex-girlfriend.
I like the idea of like pounding on stuff like when you want to hit for the coin power-ups. Like I think people are like excited about it because it's, you know, it's another Mario sports game, but it doesn't feel as accessible as the other games have been, at least at this point.
Yeah, like if they dropped the stylus controls altogether and just left the bottom screen as a mat.
Yeah.
And then you could just play it, you know, like you would play a video game.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't make it for a great import in terms of right now. Like, and the thing is, the US one's coming out. Is it September, October? I mean, it's around that time frame, so it's not that. You know, it's not coming out pretty soon. So might as well just wait if you really want.
So no DS Lite?
No DS Lite, man. Sorry. Go buy one. They probably have them in stock now.
Okay, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, you do. Come on, you can make big bucks. Have Uncle Zip buy it for you.
I might have Uncle Zip buy it for you. That's a good idea.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Want some chocolate?
I don't know that I do, actually.
Yeah,
thanks. Okay, yeah. So you're feeling better, I see.
Oh, yeah. It was from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, last time you were in here, there was something, caught a touch of something.
That's a 24-hour thing, 24-hour T-virus.
24-hour T-virus.
Zombies, huh? Had a feeling you'd show up. God, it's you. Look, don't sneak up on me.
You finished Dead Rising.
Yeah, we finished it together. It was a total, like, old school high-fiving video game moment.
It was what I had hoped for, which is like a B-movie game. Like, you have a great line in your review that I read, was like the greatest shitty game you'll ever play, I think.
Yeah.
Which is, it has, you know, a lot of technical problems, things could be better, the story's kind of weird, there's all these little things, but overall, like, I still want to play it. Like, I want to go back and play it now, having already, you know, finished the game and seen a couple of the different endings.
Yeah, I mean, the game's all about replaying. In fact, that's like a major part of it. Is that you're gonna probably not make it through the whole game the first time you play. You go through these different cases that you have to be at certain times, you know, in certain places to solve the mystery of why the recently deceased are walking the earth. But if you miss these points and you save after it, and you only get one save spot,
then that's it. The entire story shuts down. It's not like they kind of made it sound before like, oh, you could miss an event, you could be somewhere else and, you know, not even see a whole part of the game and then come back into it. But it's not. It's pretty strictly structured.
Yeah.
And there's all those optional missions, but the main story, you have to be there, or if you miss one thing, that's it.
Right.
And you have to go back to your last save game.
you do keep all of your moves. Like your character levels up through the game.
Right.
From like rescuing people, and that's why it's good. It's like really tempting to rescue these people, like these side mission guys, because you'll level up when you get new moves. But then if you screw up and miss a story event, you have to start over. So.
Yeah. It's cool how your character levels up too, because at the beginning, like, you're afraid of even, just like regular zombies, just getting from point A to point B is pretty tough. But by the end, we were like, the character's so strong and it's so good that you get on top of zombies and you just crawl across them, or you're much better at, I think, as you level up. I mean, not only are you stronger, you have more moves to like knock them over or stuff like that, but you're better at dodging them. Like your guy just doesn't get grabbed by them as easily.
Yeah, you just kind of muscle through them.
Very much.
Like generally, escort missions people don't like because they're annoying, and in this game a lot of them is escort missions, and you have to like. Some people you escort by taking them by the hand, and it's really awkward. It's really easy to lose them in a group of zombies, and then just stand there and watch them get eaten.
Right. And so there's so many little things with the game, like the radio. To answer it, you put down your weapon. You can't attack while you're listening to the radio, so you're just like running around dodging zombies, kind of like while listening to the radio. And if you switch screens or do
it, get attacked or anything.
Yeah, he starts the whole radio conversation starts over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got away. Who was that anyway?
I don't know. Well, thanks for your help. The name's Brad.
The pacing on the cutscenes, there's like this good voice acting, but they'll say something and then they kind of sit there for a few seconds, and then the other person like says something and then they sit there for a few seconds.
I'm the reason you just got hurt. Let me help.
No, I can't let a civilian do that. That's against regulations.
Yeah, well, I don't think they had zombie-infested malls in mind when they wrote those regulations, kid.
You know how to use this?
Kinda. I've covered wars,
Yeah, it's like it's blocked for a play or something, and it's staged really awkwardly and slow.
Look, after I'm through helping you, you and I are gonna have a nice little chat.
At the same time, though, it does kind of add to the you kind of don't take the game too seriously ever.
It's like the kind of game that's really fun to watch because people just watching you like go through and attack all these zombies, and like it's kind of like State of Emergency in that you're in this mall and you're like surrounded by swarms of people. But like you said, the weapons in this game, most of them have unique effects. Like the shower head does something funnier.
Right.
The katana sword is really cool because like you slice a zombie in half and it looks like a cross section from an anatomy book. And you can see like the bones and stuff inside.
And it's cool learning them all. Like you get to learn like, okay, there's a smoothie stand, and you kind of figure out what kind of smoothies you make that give you special powers, like you can run fast or just heal yourself up. And then you find there's little hidden weapons that are always there, like the katana is right by the smoothie stand.
The fact that you're in a mall is totally like, the Dawn of the Dead fantasy. It's like the apocalypse, but you're in a mall, and you can just... The mall looks really good, like all the stores. There's very little repetition of textures.
It has its own little universe. Like the posters, really, some of them look like real ads for fake products. And there's like Ratman, and there's a Ratman movie in the movie theater. And then in a toy store, there's like Ratman T-shirts and stuff like that. And then there's all the old, the Capcom nods to like Mega Man, and you can find the different costumes and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, what little niggling control issues you might have. When you can get into a car and just plow through literally thousands of zombies at full speed, like you're willing to forgive a lot.
It's just like really fun and funny, and I don't want to spoil anything about the story, but it's also very hooks fun a lot of American just the consumer culture. It's just
when you discover like the overall plot of what is behind this whole zombie thing, like you will laugh. Like you will not be able to help from laugh. And I'm not entirely sure that's purely intentional or not. Like it's almost kind of a funny thing.
It's almost too clever.
It really ends up its own weird kind of experiment, but it's totally worth playing. As flawed as it is, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, cool. Well, maybe if you want to play anymore, like let me know. We can rescue. There's a couple. There's that guy who's gonna light the kids on fire that I want to figure out. Like, if you can rescue him. Oh, and if you can shoot out the helicopter.
Yeah.
I want to try that part too.
There's a lot of things that we gotta try. Yeah, I can't wait to play it again.
All right, cool. Don't erase over that save.
All right, see you later.
Later, man. Oh, hey, you forgot your shitting cow. We're shitting all over the place.